So guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So normally talking about jiu-jitsu, but obviously every now and again, as I say, I do like to mix it up, talk a little bit MMA. So we're going to be talking tonight about Rise and Conquer. So Rise and Conquer is going to be at the Rainton Arena. It's going to be on the 1st of October. So we're only, couple of weeks out now. It's going to be an absolute fantastic event, as the Rise and Conquer always put on brilliant events, and obviously this one is no exception. So obviously we're going to have some top MMA fighters from all over the UK, and obviously some parts of the world as well are going to be descending on the Rainton Arena on the 1st of October. Now, anybody looking for tickets, head over to the Rise and Conquer Facebook page, and you will be able to get your tickets directly through there. Anybody that can't make the event on the evening, there is a pay-per-view available as well. So pay-per-view through the usual place, Live MMA. So again, head over to the Rise and Conquer Facebook page and you will get all the details through there. So my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So Nathan Little Red Haywood going to be up against Alexander Gudbrandson. So again, this was a matchup that was originally planned for, I believe, back in July at Almighty, but obviously Almighty got cancelled. So Rise and Conquer have the privilege of putting this matchup on. So promised to be a great matchup. Nathan had an absolute fantastic pro debut earlier in the year. As I said, come away with a TKO victory. As I said, it was awesome match, really difficult. Not difficult, sorry. It was a hard, tough match for him. So, but as I said, he was all over his opponent again. Head over to YouTube and you can actually see the fight itself. So absolutely brilliant debut for him. So, so yeah, Nathan, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for obviously taking the time to speak to me tonight.
No, that's all right, mate. Thanks for your time as well. I appreciate that, too, mate. It's good to get a bit of publicity in that. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So how's everything going for you then? So obviously at TFT MMA, there's a lot of you guys are on this card as well. So so how's everything going at the gym?
Oh, it's great in the gym at the minute, mate. Obviously, with so many people fighting, it's good just to have that many bodies in, especially when everyone's like getting ready for the same time. It's just good. Everyone's in the same sort of mind frame. Everyone's like training hard. It's just a good like collective in the gym. It's always mint when you can get one. That's why that's why there's so many on it, because like everyone in the gym, like as soon as the Rise and Conquer cards on, like, oh, get me on it. It's just like makes training so much easier when you're in camp with like. I don't even know how many other people on the show, but it's got to be over 10, like easy over 10.
Yeah. I think I've interviewed what I've got about 5 or 6 interviews planned between today and tomorrow, all TFT.
So there you go, exactly. It's just
yeah, I mean it's an awesome gym. Obviously, Andrew Fisher, Katrina, and so on. Absolutely brilliant gym. Has a really good setup, and some unbelievable talent coming through as well.
Yeah, and that's just like obviously like that's just like the homegrown guys as well. Like there's like guys that come from like other gyms to train there and that as well. Do you know what I mean? Because like it's just like it's almost like a collective place for the Northeast, really. Like a lot of people from a lot of gyms come and spar there. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's really good. Like
yeah. I know we had one of our homegrown talents. Paul Craig was down as well. Obviously down.
There you go.
Got some rounds in.
Craig.
Yeah, so got some rounds in before the UFC London. So, so obviously that was one of his main places that he went to.
Yeah, like because there's like crazy good heavyweights. Like obviously like Tom Aspinall's not from our gym, but like Tom was in, and then you've got like obviously Mick Parkin who's in the UFC now, and Phil DeFries who's like been like the OG like heavyweight at the gym forever. So like there's like so many guys for them really.
How's that experience? Because obviously you've got guys like obviously Fisher, and obviously you mentioned Phil, you mentioned Tom Aspinall coming in, Paul Craig and something and so on coming in. I mean, how is that for you? I mean, especially you, obviously at the beginning of your pro career, to have that kind of experience and to be able to train with these type of people.
Well, obviously, like they're all pretty big guys, so I sort of just like watch them train over in the corner. Do you know what I mean? Like try and stay out the way.
But even to be in the gym with them and obviously speaking to them and getting some of their knowledge and stuff like that as well.
It's like obviously it's great, mate. It's good. Like it's like for example, like obviously I spoke to Tom a little bit. He was pretty like busy with Mick and that the way I had a lot on, and then Paul Craig actually showed us like the other week. He was like showing us like some heel hook stuff and that, which like is like invaluable, really, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone just showing you a bit of that. So like, it's good just having people like it in.
Yeah.
And then like hopefully we'll get some like we still do get like the guys like with George Hardwick still massive for me, but like he's a champion. He drops in like, and then like Luke, like there's loads of guys. You know what I mean? Like even like my weight guys that I spar with, like there's people that come from other gyms like Igor, he's another guy from Scotland. He comes up and spars with us sometimes, and sometimes I get down there. Like he's good sparring.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, some really good people. I said, always love. I remember I love speaking with Fisher. Anytime I see Fisher at comps and so on, or different events, it's always good chatting with him and hearing about what you guys are doing. Because obviously he tells me all about you guys and, do you know what I mean? Oh, Stoom, wait until you see this guy and wait till you see this person and so on and so on. So I always get updates from Fisher on how you guys are doing, and it's brilliant to hear. And as I said, they're going to be able to see you. This will be the first time I'll see most of you. On the 1st of October. So
someone was trying to ring us. I've knocked it off.
But yeah, it's going to be great to see all you guys on the 1st of October and seeing exactly what Fisher's been telling me and what Katrina's been telling me and so on. So, and actually see it in person for myself.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good night for TFT. Like, I think you're going to see like a lot of wins. Yeah, like everyone's like been working really hard and just like I say, just like iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? Like everyone's getting ready at the same time. We've got like for example, like, I'm like a new pro. I've got I'm like sparring with like some of these like amateurs that are going pro, and then like you've got like pros that have been there ages. I'm sparring with them, like James Hendon. They bring me on loads. You know what I mean? Like it's just everyone brings everyone up. It's great. It's class.
Yeah. And then what about the matchup then? So obviously again, Rise and Conquer. It was obviously you were going to be on the card in some way, shape, or form. But how did you find out then you were going to be on the card that night?
To be honest, I pretty much knew I was going to be, because like obviously I did pretty well the last one, and just like home show, it's just perfect for me. Do you know what I mean? Like obviously, like it's literally 15 minutes away from my house, not even that. Do you know what I mean? So like it's perfect for us. So I pretty much knew I was going to be on the show if I could get matched. Like that's the problem, just like getting like good matchups. Do you know what I mean? Like it's tough, but it's happening.
Yeah.
So we got one.
It's good as well. Obviously, being 15 minutes away from home.
It's so much easier.
Yeah, because that's a casual stroll down the road. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A quick walk, and that's you. You're at the venue.
I still go there all day, to be honest. Like just because I feel like when you sit around there all day, like if I was in the house, I feel like I would be a bit like more switched off. Where when I'm there, I'm like a bit more amongst it all, and that's why I go there all day anyway. But it is nice, just like it's just convenient, isn't it? Really, like for everyone involved. Cheaper on taxis.
What about you then? Obviously going to the venue, because I know a lot of people I speak to. Some people have like superstitions where, do you know what I mean? They might put on the right glove first and then the left glove, or do you know what I mean? They'll do things, or we talk about nerves a lot. People get really nervous. So I mean, how does it go for you on fight day? What's your typical fight day beginning?
Do you know what? I used to do like loads of weird stuff like that, you know. Like I used to just be like, if this is gonna sound extra weird, like, I'd just be like doing something and be like, oh, if you don't do this, you're gonna lose your fight, and then I would just like do it. But then like, do you know? And I mean, I'm not to be like a proper little fanboy now, but do you know McGregor? He actually was the one that stopped us doing it, because he was talking about when he was fighting Dustin Poirier, and he always chews that like he always has like a type of chewing gum or something he chews. And then like McGregor was like, "Oh, but one day you're gonna like forget your lucky pants, and then what? Then what happens?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "He's right there." Like I was like, "It's all just stupid that." So I stopped doing any of that really. Like I just like put it out of my head. Like anything that like that, I'm just like, that's stupid, and I just like ignore it, like refuse to let it happen.
Yeah.
And then what was the question? Sorry, mate, about
nerves. So what about nerves? Do you ever get nervous and so on before a fight? Because obviously you're talking about turning up and being there all day. So obviously you're soaking in the atmosphere. But is there any kind of nerves at all coming across for you?
I think I feel kind of nervous, like, but like it's weird. It's like a weird type of nerves, because like it's not like you're sitting there like paralyzed with fear. It's just like it's just such a weird like thing to be doing. Do you know what I mean? Like we're sitting around all day like to wait to have a fight, and like you're sort of in that fight or flight, half on off all day. And then especially if your mates are fighting as well, you've got to try and just like not let the results of their fight affect you at all and stuff, and like not get up or not get too hyped up or too down. But I think this one will be much better, you know, because last time I hadn't fought in like 2 years, and I sort of downplayed it before that one as well. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. But I do definitely think that like I was a bit like because when you get in there as well, you've got to like it's like breaking that second wind. You've got to know that's going to happen, and when you haven't done it in a while, you're sort of like not 100% sure it's going to happen. But then when it does, you're like, all right, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm settled in, I can breathe. But sometimes like if you don't get that, it can be bad. So
yeah.
I think this time will be much better than last time though, because I've fought so recently. It's just all going to be the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I fought in the Euros and I fought every day,
Mm-hmm.
it was like the first day I was nervous, the second day I literally just didn't care, and then the third day I just didn't care because like it was just like you were sort of over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Who do you get more nervous for, yourself or teammates? So obviously, if you're there watching a teammate, who do you get more nervous for?
I think it depends what teammate it is. Like not like not to pick favorites, but like you just have mates. You know what I mean? Like some of them you're like, oh, I like, or like even if someone like sometimes like maybe if someone's like lost the last one, you're like, oh, I really want them to get this win. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like so it just depends on like who's fighting really. I would say and like how I think like. I think if they're more nervous, I'd be like a bit more nervous for them as well. Where if I'm just like, oh, they're like fine, like it's just like, it's sort of like some of them are like more like your little brothers and you're like worried about them, and some of them are more like your like big brothers and you're just like, like it'll be sound them. Do you know what I mean?
He's got this. He's got this. What about you then? Let's say, for instance, you had a dream fight, right? But anybody at all, who would you love to be standing in front of?
What, like just like who fights? Like
anybody at all, anybody in combat sports, past or present, who would you love to be standing in front of?
Oh, it's tough that, you know, because like most of the good ones that I would really want to fight are obviously like mint, so like it'd be horrible at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like all of the really good guys, I'd like love to fight them to say I'd like, oh, I'd go with him, but then also they'd be mint, so it'd be a bit shit getting like hit off them. I'd go for. Well, I've got to pick someone like round my weight as well.
But it could be anybody, any weight, any.
I know. I mean, if I pick someone massive, they're definitely knackers. So it's not
like Brock Lesnar.
See what I mean? That just wouldn't be fun, would it? It wouldn't be good at all. Probably just like some of the bantamweight legends. Like, do you know what I mean? I'd like it'd be cool to like mix it up. Like, I'd like to like spar with them. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like definitely like obviously like there's like Dominic Cruz, TJ's probably up there now. Like you've got like a few people like that like I'd like to like get in there with. I'd like to train with like some karate guys as well. Like to know like Wonder Boy and stuff. Obviously I wouldn't want to fight Wonder Boy. He's massive, but like I feel like I could learn a lot from his style and stuff. And like Machida was always like one of my favorites back in the day. I always liked Machida more than Anderson and that, to be honest. Like Machida was always like my favorite. He was so maybe Machida, but just like shrink him a bit.
Yeah. And then what about what's next then? So obviously this will be your main focus, October the 1st. What do you fancy seeing yourself doing? Because obviously you go in there, this will be your second pro fight. Obviously come out of that 2-0. What would you want to see yourself doing going forward?
I think obviously 5-0 is like a good target for now. Like I like to keep my aim small. Like it's easy to achieve. You know what I mean? If you're like, oh, my next goal is UFC contract, it's going to take a long time. Do you know what I mean? So I think 5 wins. I'd like to see that. Just get like progressively. My mate just texted saying, "Stop saying like." I'm terrible. I put a ramble on as well. Oh, he's distracted us now. What were we saying? Sorry.
So we were saying you were talking about 5-0 as a good sign for you, a good goal for you at the moment.
Yeah. So if I get to 5-0, that would be like a good first goal.
So he's just getting Nathan's. He's a popular man. He's getting phone calls.
Sorry, mate. So at 5-0, and then I would like to go like maybe. I don't know. It's so difficult because it can go so many different ways. You know what I mean? I try not because I'd love to get signed and like fight on telly and stuff like that. Yeah. But then I could also see myself just like smashing around the regional scene, get to like 8-9-0, and then going on the contender series like Mick. Do you know what I mean? There's so many ways about it I could go. But after, like, to be honest, after 5-0, maybe like 6, my goal is just to like make it my job eventually. That's like what I care about more than anything. Like it being like my primary source like of income, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like that would be like living the dream. Do you know what I mean? That's what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just like not work.
Yeah. And then we're talking about friends. There's Dan Bainbridge just saying Karate Kid. So,
So Dan Bainbridge.
Daniel Bainbridge, yeah, just saying
Oh,
Karate Kid. So, so Daniel Bainbridge there. And then final thing for you then. So obviously, Nathan, you've been in the game for a little bit. Obviously, trained, as you've mentioned, you've trained with some unbelievable people already. But anybody you want to shout out to, friends, family members, teammates, or even any sponsors that you may have?
Tell you what, I'll shout out all the bantamweights because all of all the guys that have been helping us spar this camp. So I've had Dan Bainbridge always. He hasn't been in. We haven't sparred as much as camp. We sparred tonight, but he's always in. So Dan Bainbridge, yeah. Paul Harburns, I helped us loads this camp. So thanks, Paul. Do you know what I mean? He's sparred with us loads. Ben Goldsborough's done loads of me rounds. Who else has done rounds with us? I think that's pretty much the guys that have done most of me rounds this camp so far. I think it's mostly been Paul and Ben. So shout out Paul and Ben for helping us with me rounds. And Nice Face Apparel is going to sponsor us this fight actually. So Nice Face Apparel, find them on Facebook, grab yourself a t-shirt, a hat or something. I think some of it goes to charity as well. So it's a good one.
Yeah, nice. So give a shout out to obviously TFT, all the TFT
Fisher,
as well.
Shout out Fisher.
Fisher, yeah.
The main man, the coach.
So guys, there we go then. We're going to have Nathan Little Red Haywood. It's going to be up against Alexander Gudbrandson. So that's going to be the 1st of October. It's going to be at the Rainton Arena. So that's Rise and Conquer. Now, as I mentioned, ticket availability. Head over to the Rise and Conquer Facebook page. You'll be able to get details of the tickets there. And also the pay-per-view is going to be live on Live MMA. So make sure you either get a ticket or get the pay-per-view because this is going to be an awesome card. Have a look at the Facebook page and you can see the card already. The card looks absolutely stacked. And I say Rise and Conquer always deliver when it comes to shows. It's always a great show to see. So I'll be there on the 1st of October, Nathan. Looking forward to obviously catching up with you and the rest of the team.
Yeah, I promise.
Nice, brother. Nice. But listen, thank you again, Nathan. Enjoy the rest of your training and we'll see you soon, all right?
All right. Thank you, mate. See you later.
Take care, buddy.